Hi, I'm Helena. In this short video, I'm going to explain how my message about mental health ties in with the work that Cherish Editions do and that the Shawmind Foundation does. In particular, the Shawmind Foundation's Socket to Stigma campaign, which is happening throughout February. I've recovered from OCD and GAD, that's generalized anxiety disorder, through cognitive behavioral therapy. And this changed my life so much that I became very committed to passing on the message to other people with these conditions of encouragement to help them to recover, and also to help those who support people with OCD and GAD, because they are very difficult conditions to live with, even if you're not suffering from them. I was able to share my experiences because of Cherish Editions, because their work is to publish stories like mine of people who have recovered from mental health difficulties, which is a great thing to do because there are lots of books by experts and therapists, and those are very, very good. But it also helps to have an account of what someone has written from the point of view of someone who's been there and been through it and come out the other side. I'm a cartoonist and I'm going to show a couple of cartoons in this video. This is the first one. And this is one which I did for the Socket to Stigma campaign. It's two cartoons actually. On the left, they're the two guys enjoying their socks, and the socks act as an icebreaker to lead to a discussion, generally more serious conversations, what's happening on the right, in which they might be able to discuss things which are bothering them or issues they might have. That is a way into talking about mental health issues and a way of helping to destroy the stigma that surrounds them. The second purpose of the Socket to Stigma campaign is to raise funds for helping schools become aware of mental health issues, which is something very close to my heart. This is a representation of me when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I had bad OCD at that stage, but had no idea about it, of course. And what's happening in the cloud think bubble is that I'd trodden on a piece of grass and I'd only trodden on it once, and I was desperate to tread on it twice, but I couldn't go back and tread on it. I think, we were on holiday, or the thought came to me later, but I was convinced something terrible was going to happen because my OCD dictated that everything had to be done by me an even number of times, not an odd number of times. When I was older, about 20 years later, this is me trying to leave the office. I spent about 45 minutes a night trying to get out of the office, not able to fully lock things or shut things because I was always worried I hadn't done it properly. And at this point, I realized that I had a problem, but it took 20 years. And suppose I'd had an intervention when I was smaller, suppose then it had been picked up and I'd been able to start the recovery process 20 years before as a child, rather than my formative years having taken place. So that's why I'm very in tune with the Socket to Stigma campaign and the work Shawmind does to make mental health support more accessible and to make the stigma around it less obstructive. Coming back to Cherish, I had a great time doing my book with Cherish. They had a very good, they were very, very good. And they didn't just put the book together and put a cover on it, although we had a good fun discussing the cover. But they gave some good advice on marketing. They got it onto Amazon and the Waterstones website. And they had various, they did a press release and they had various ideas of how I could promote it and how I should endorse it. And this is the book, and it has 100 cartoons as well as text. And I wanted it done so that it was easy to reference and accessible and broken down into small chunks. They took all that on board and used a variety of fonts, worked with the cartoons, and produced a book which we were both absolutely delighted with. It's a great privilege to be involved in the work of breaking down stigma on mental health and making help and support more accessible. So Cherish, I'm very much in tune with what Cherish does, and also with the Shawmind Foundation. So I'd like to say thank you to Cherish for doing my book and for being able to publish other books in a similar vein. And thank you to Shawmind for the great work it does. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching.